All right, welcome everybody. I'm so excited. I am still like pumped up from SFR, but if you were unable to attend, I just want to tell you, we missed you. If you were not there, you were missed. It was an incredible time. And oops, hold on, I don't know why I have to admit people anymore. Like people can't just pop in. I don't know what happened with Zoom, but anyways, I am super pumped. They released our new harvest collection, and I feel like in my 12 years, this is the best harvest collection we have ever had in Scentsy. Like I am so pumped. I'm so excited about it. And I hear too, like, okay, so I figured this out. We have 347 days until our next SFR. So I'm going to be talking about this a lot over the next year because everybody needs to go. This is going to be the best one we've ever had in Orlando. Heidi and Orville are coming back. I mean, it's in Orlando. Come on. Yes. So if you save $3 a day, when it's time for our next SFR, you will have $1,041 saved. Just $3 a day. Start putting away $3 a day. So you have no excuses to not attend and not be there with us, because I'm going to tell you, it was amazing. Does anyone else want to share any aha moment from SFR real quick? Come on.
Anyone? Bueller, anyone?
Come on.
And I had to figure out how to unmute. For it being my very first one, at first I was I was just so overwhelmed, and it was just so, like crowded and crazy. But then after I kind of got after I sat down in leadership, I was like already inspired and excited to spend the rest of the days and see what else, see what else I could learn. But leadership is what got me kind of the kick in the pants, that I was like, all right, this is going to be a good time. I think I could really, get into this. And obviously the giveaways and stuff are amazing, but I think just the energy in the room is what is definitely drawing me back. And I'm not going to lie, on my downtime today, I was already looking at Airbnbs in Orlando, and I found this really great place I might put on our group. So I'm like, well, we should just book ahead and get it all figured out. And so I'm excited. I'm really excited to do it again already, even though I'm exhausted.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was incredible. Anyone else want to share real quick?
Hi, everyone.
Hey, hi. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mark.
Okay. So we'll try and keep it short. Martha says I go too long sometimes, so I'll try and keep it short.
Well, I told him it's there's a lot of people not feeling well. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. But anyways, it's okay.
So I want to say, I thought it was probably one of our best SFRs. I think with all the people that were there, people finally getting back together, some of the information that they brought to the table, it was just so good. Now I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to bring some of the stuff that I heard. I don't know. Did anybody meet Anik Jervis there? She's from Canada, superstar director. She's amazing. She spoke at one of the breakouts, the opposite one of what you did, Mandy, the one that was first in the morning. Anik did some speaking, and I really liked some of the things that she had to say. And so I'm going to take some of those with some of the other thoughts that I had. So the first thing I want to say is Scentsy is a family, right? So they always talk about Scentsy family reunion. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to do this on their own, right? You don't have to do this on your own. You don't have to feel like an island by yourself, or like I can't ask anybody, or I don't know what to do. I don't have anybody to turn to. No, we're all better together, right? We're better as a team. So when she was talking about some of this, I was super excited about it. So as a group, we can accomplish so much more. We're so much better and stronger as a group. Anik was talking about, she kind of related to a orchestra. In an orchestra, you have your flute, your cello, you have your violins, you have all the different instruments, your bass, your double bass. You have all these instruments. And everyone has a different sound. Everyone plays a different part, right? Because those are their strengths. As a group, we each have our own strengths. I don't have the same strengths that Martha has. Martha doesn't have the same strengths that Meredith has. Same thing. Meredith doesn't have the same strengths that Mandy has, and so on and so forth, right? We all have our strengths. We had another superstar director that was talking in leadership about what they're doing in their group. And the people that have the different strengths, they're playing different roles and different parts to help the group as a whole. And I think that's just an amazing thing. Why didn't we think of this earlier, right? Why didn't we think about doing some of this earlier, where we were having all of these people play different roles? I think someone's trying to get in.
Oh, yep. Monica.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. But if we could play our roles and our strengths, how much stronger would we be as a group? We would be unstoppable, right? So the other thing is as an instrument, if we were instruments and you're playing with the group, but you don't practice with the group, or if you don't tune yourself, it's still not going to sound like a very good song, right? Or a very good concert, because you're going to tell when someone's out of tune. We have to tune ourselves. What does that mean? Working on our skills, training, listening to calls, helping others, help strengthen us and tune ourselves up, right? So that's another thing. I also want to talk about if we were to play the wrong parts. Sometimes we want to play that part because we think that's more up front and center. And maybe that's not where we belong. Maybe we're the flute, and the flute is not as strong as the cello, right? So we have to play our parts. If we don't play our parts, then it becomes a big mess again. But as a whole, we can be unstoppable if we play our parts. I also thought about, and I'm trying to hurry through some of this. I have a lot of notes here, and I'm trying to hit some of the highlights. But the other thing I thought of as a kid, did anybody ever play tug of war? Anyone ever play tug of war? So what happens in tug of war? You usually have your biggest guy, like me, at the back, right? The guy that's got the most ballast. We put him in the back. So he's your anchor, right? He's the anchor. And then you fill in with your team in front of the anchor. And that's where you can get your strength. The anchor's back there trying to hold back, and the others are pulling. And so you're pulling against each other, of the other team, I should say. If you just have your anchor, though, and you only have one or two team on this side, and then you have a full team and an anchor on the other side, you're not gonna be very successful, or you're gonna really, really work hard to try and win that game and probably still lose. So if you have your people in place, you have your anchor where he belongs, and you have your team in place, and everyone's doing their part, the game is much more interesting, and you have a better chance of winning because everyone's doing their part. Everyone's pulling. You have your anchor there to be the strength, and with that in place, then you can accomplish great things. So one last thing, and I know Martha's got some other things to say. I was just so excited about everything I hear. In my mind, there's so many things I wanted to say in here because like everyone was saying, I'm pumped. I really was excited to hear what I heard, to see what I seen. It was so amazing to see our group that was there. I know everyone couldn't make it. We wish you could have, but it was so amazing to see everyone that was there. I was looking at that picture that we took as a group on the stairs, and I was just so excited and so overwhelmed by everyone that came that could make it. So that was a good thing. The other thing I wanted to say, along with being able to play our parts and to work together as an amazing group and team, you have to pour into yourself. I was listening to Jason Harwood. He's written a book, and we were listening to some of him. He talks about you can't pour into others if you don't pour into yourself. You have to have self-care. Self-care to each person can be different. There's many different parts to self-care. But make sure you take time for yourself. Make sure you have time to pour into yourself, regenerate, rejuvenate yourself.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
That's right. That's right. And you're not going to be strong enough to play your part if you don't pour back into yourself. You know, playing an instrument or playing in an orchestra, it's a lot of work. It sounds beautiful. It looks amazing, but those people practice. They practice and they practice and they practice, some on their own, but they put in, and Nick was talking, they practice at least 20 hours a week together to fine tune their skills. It's a lot of work. You have to rejuvenate and strengthen yourself too. So I'm going to go ahead and let Martha say what she has, because again, we were trying to keep it shorter tonight, but I just wanted to say how amazing it was and having everybody there.
Thank you. Thank you. It was very good. Thank you everyone for showing up tonight, because I know it's been crazy busy for everybody since everybody has been home. But we wanted to kick off this. We're going to be doing more of these calls. Like Mark said, we want to find out, what is your strong point? Where can we all work together? And if we each fulfill a certain role, we're all better together, right? And if you're a star consultant, a superstar consultant, we want to help you get to the next level. You know, star consultants to SSC, SSCs to director, right? And continually to be paid at title. And I think together, us pouring into each other together, we can accomplish those things. If you're a director, let's get you to star director, right? And let's help each other to identify and build leaders together. And to do that, we need to create a community and environment that people want to be a part of. But great leaders go first, right? Great leaders know the way, go the way, show the way, and they lead by example. And every single one of you on this call tonight you're already a leader. And to be great leaders, we have to be willing to change. We have to be willing to grow. We have to be willing to shift. We have to be flexible. We have to be willing to make adjustments, right? Yeah. So, and I just want to go over a few things that I want us to be, some things that I thought of. And if you have things that you think might help you in your business, please share those. We want to hear those things. And also I read a quote today, energy goes where focus flows, right? Energy goes where focus flows. So I want to ask you, where are you pouring your energy in right now? So kind of think about that. Think about that. I thought that was a really good, good quote. So here's just a few things I want to us to do in the future. And all this is not going to be done at once, right? These different things I'm going to talk about tonight are going to take time, but then I do want us to spend a little bit of time focusing on joining, right? The joining opportunity. We have an amazing opportunity right now. So I do want to spend some time talking about that tonight, but I just want to go over these highlights of a few things. I want us to create a Google site that we all have access to and our teams all have access to. Seems like a lot of people are pulling away Facebook. So we want to have that resource, and that will be a resource where they can get different things from that site. I want to go back to, again, hosting more in-person events. SFR has proven that connection gives birth to a new sense of belonging. I think we all can agree to that, how important it is to be at in-person events together. These in-person events create community and connection. From you doing these local events with your team to getting together with other Scentsy consultants, right? It's so important, and it creates that sense of belonging to something bigger. Everybody wants to feel like they belong to something, right? And that's what Scentsy can do for people. People crave comfort. They crave belonging. Connection is the energy that is created when our teams feel seen, heard, and valued.
You know, Scentsy actually, Anik was talking about this too. She didn't have a great childhood, a great family growing up. Scentsy filled that void in her life she talked about. It filled the family void that she had, because now she has this big family of people who care, who love her, who accept her. And I've heard this from person after person after person. I talked to another man that was there, and he told me, if I was to get sick or if I was to get disabled, I know that my Scentsy family would be there instantly to support me, to help me, to do whatever needed, you know, whatever I needed. He said, I couldn't say the same for my own family. And that's what a lot of people are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And something else I would thought of for us to do together is create an effective onboarding system when we do get a new consultant. Make sure we have something that's effective and in place that's duplicatable, right? So that's another thing. Let's utilize the planning ahead document that Scentsy provides for us. And that was talked about in our leadership at SFR. Let's do that together and how we can utilize that. So those are just a few things that I had. Please feel free to unmute yourself and share anything that you feel that would help you. And also, again, we also would like to talk about how are you utilizing the join opportunity this month. So unmute yourself and let's chat. Don't be afraid. And what do you think about this? Is this something that you feel that would help you? Us starting to do these things together? Let me know.
I was gonna see if anybody else wanted to go. Actually, I brought some of my notes outside because some of the things that I think I need to be a better sponsor and follow up. So I got the planning ahead. I did some documents. I'm pulling my notes. I actually have a training session with 2 of my downline on Tuesday. So we're all going to sit together and we're going to learn Canva together because we need to figure that out. And then I'm going to show them I printed out the sponsor checklists for everybody. And I just need to be myself, needs to be more accountable and more consistent with my team. So I don't have all those drop offs. And I'm taking your advice, Martha, when you told me to work with the people who are willing to work. I think I just got overly discouraged, wondering why are these people dropping off? How come nobody's helping them? Or are they not coming to me for help? They're just kind of disappearing instead of building up the people that I have. So part of my checklist today, which learn that in leadership, I got a daily checklist. So my checklist today was to reach out to all the individuals that have been active in the last few months, even if they weren't, at the 200 PRV, just if they were selling something, I was reaching out to them and saying, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I think you're doing a great job. If there's anything you need any questions and help with, let me know, or any questions about anything new coming up, please reach out. And, just kind of giving them a more of an open door. Cause I think I've spoke to them when they started, but some of the people that have different sponsors, they're still under me, but I don't think I ever really personally, other than, hey, welcome to our team, kind of the generic.
Mhm.
Right.
So opening up conversations with them and stuff too, and talk to my team about having a monthly Zoom. So we're trying to get a date to kind of get that into place as well.
I love that, Kelsey. And that is another thing too, that us doing these leadership calls too, it helps us all keep accountable to each other, right? And I love some of that you're reaching out. That's incredible. Reinstatements, no, maybe you won't, we've had a lot of reinstatements already within our group this month. And I've heard people say, well, they don't count for the incentive. You know what? That reinstatement, it could be a game changer in your GWV. Right. That could be, and if you're struggling to be paid at title, if they put 200 PRV in, that matters for your GWV as well. And maybe they want to be a part of our community. and we want them a part of our community as well. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Anyone else?
I'll go. So something that I want to focus on is recruiting, clearly because of the incentive, but and I'm so happy, by the way, about the points thing. When they said we're gonna do a dance set, I was like, you should have saw the dance I did in my living room. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna focus on that, but I wanted to start doing something different that I haven't done before, and it's debunk people's like myths in their head that they don't even open up a conversation about. So I've been taking some time every single morning and thinking about excuses that I have heard why people don't want to join. And then I've been doing like small little videos in my stories every day, like debunking that particular reason. So I have like a list right now. My goal is to try to do at least one something every single day for the entire month. I think I started with, well, my friends sell, or I already know someone who sells, or I have a family member who sells. So I debunked that. And I shared my personal experience about joining with my best friend and my aunt. Time, I debunked time today. So like a lot of people say that they don't have enough time. So I started a Snapchat, or I made like a Snapchat video, but then I posted on my stories, asking if they had watched 3 separate shows that are extremely popular that pretty much everyone had watched. And if they had watched all 3, to comment a 3. And I was getting so many 3s in my inbox today, and they didn't even know where I was going with it. But I was like, oh, if you've had that, if you were able to watch all 3 of those episodes, then you actually do have time to do something like this. And then I was like, it was kind of like a trick question, but they were like, oh snap, she got me. So I'm doing like debunking videos to focus on recruiting, because I feel like a lot of times people will put that initial, like, I can't do this because in their head, and then they just stop right there. They don't even have the conversation. So that's my goal for this month anyways.
I love that. I love that. What is everyone else doing?
One thing I was going to say while we're waiting for the next person to comment, one thing that I heard while we were there and it stuck in my head was listen. Sometimes we're so busy talking, and I can do that too. Sometimes it's because we're so excited. Sometimes it's because we might nervous talk, right? When we have that quiet time, we don't know how to handle that quiet time. Listen. We need to listen to what our team, our customers, potential team members, what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying and see what their body language is saying
And
too.
ask questions.
Right.
Get to know them. Sometimes you have to find out what their need is. Not everybody wants to go to Hawaii, believe it or not. Not everybody wants to go to Bora Bora or even travel at all. Monica is not motivated by trips. She's happy to stay at home. So like vacation is not her why. So sometimes, people maybe aren't motivated by money. You have to figure out where they're at and where Scentsy can fill the void in their life that they're looking for. And maybe it is the community, maybe it is, they just need to pay for their groceries right now, find out where their need is and where Scentsy can meet that need. I was talking to somebody else today, Coach Call, I believe it was, and they kept saying how afraid they are to ask people. They're just so afraid to ask people. And so here's what I said, don't make it about you, make it about them. You are making the conversation all about you and how you're afraid. What can Scentsy do in their life? How can Scentsy bless their life? And when you don't ask them, you're cheating them out of a blessing, because Scentsy is a blessing, right? So make it about them and not about you. Does anyone else have anything?
Today I was telling someone the same thing that you were just sharing, Martha. When you go to the Coach store and you walk in the door, what if the girl at the counter knew there was a sale in the back corner and she didn't even tell you about it?
Right.
You are a Scentsy girl, you're a Scentsy person, a consultant. That's what you're doing. why would you not let people know? That's what they expect of you. They
Right.
want you
Right.
to guide them. You offer a service.
Yep.
And so it's wrong to not inform them. And if you don't, someone else is going to take that seriously, and they're going to offer the service. And it's nothing worse feeling than finding out your neighbor just did a party for somebody 2 states over, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know my the lady, okay, out in our little neighborhood right here, there are, at one time, there was 5 Scentsy consultants in my little neighborhood. And my neighbor directly across the street, she was part of a party of a consultant in Missouri and joined under her. And she lives across the street from me.
Wow.
So it's just, I mean, if you don't ask, they might join under somebody else. So you better ask if you want them on your team. Meredith?
For me, I just been posting more about joining.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody likes the post or whatever, I message them, and that's how I got my recruit yesterday. She just liked the
Congratulations,
post.
by the
Yeah,
way.
awesome.
Thanks. And I just messaged her back and we started talking, and she was like, okay, well, at first we were going to flip the party. And I was like, I mean, you could do that, but look at all this you get for $99. I just feel people may pour more into it, spending the money, than getting signed on for free. So, I mean, and she was all about it. She was like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. I can get this, I can get that. And I'm like, yeah. And then my other 2 people, I got 2 Facebook parties going on, and I'm having them really, really interact on it. And they're both doing really good. And guess what I'm going to do with them? Yeah, you just pretty much did your own party. So let's sign you up.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think when they spend that $99, they take more ownership of their business.
Mm-hmm.
They're more invested in it, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I'm actually gonna throw razors since school's starting up. I'm gonna ask my bosses if it's okay. I'm still wanting to get into the swing of things. I'm in the rut of not doing Facebook parties because unfortunately I find them boring, and I need to find another way to get them to interact and get more orders come in. And my thing is I don't want to bother people, but at the same time I like to talk to people. So I'm gonna, talk to them more of what they want to talk about, and then slowly, say, hey, something about Scentsy or whatever. But I'm getting out showing more and more, but the summer just been rough with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and along those same lines, when we were on our trip over the summer, we talked to a couple and we were asking about them. What's the natural response? After you ask them about them, what they're doing, how they're on this trip, they start to ask about you,
Right.
right? What do you do? Why are you on this trip? Is it something special, right?
Mhm.
We got to tell them. They signed up on the train in Switzerland to be Scentsy consultants, right? So we didn't even know they were signing up until after they had already started signing up. But we asked them first. We talked to them about them first, and then they came around to us.
It's become a lifestyle. And when you make this a lifestyle, it's just a part of your conversation, right? Just like your kids are part of your conversation. If you have kids or your fur babies, right? It's all a part of who you are. So when you make Scentsy a lifestyle, it's
Mhm.
just going to come up in conversation.
Right.
Yeah. Bernie, I don't know if you've done bag parties or not since you've been a consultant, but those are really working well for me if the Facebook parties are not working out. And I have training on my YouTube channel for the bag parties.
Okay, perfect. I'll check that out. I was actually thinking about doing that too. Just my husband, he went from a different job in May, and it kind of put us down a little bit money wise and everything, but he's in a better job. He's much happier now. But just, getting out of that rut right now. But I'm just, my son's going off to college in 2 weeks, and we have to follow him to New York, and I'm just in a bunch of emotions right now with that. I'm like, oh my goodness, 14 hours there and back. And I'm like, ay. And then school starts, and my other son starts school, and it's just a bunch of like Holy Lord.
But we know financially, Scentsy can fill the gap for you.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep. Anyone else? All right, what are some ways that we can get it out? Well, so we've really talked a lot about social media, posting on your Facebook, posting in your stories, right? Sharing. Mandy had some great tips to put in your stories on the join opportunity. And we know when we do these things, our teams are going to follow because we lead by example and then our teams follow what we do, right? So what are some other things? Are you doing mail outs? Is anyone doing mail outs? Oh, look at Jen.
Jen's got hers right there.
What are you putting on your mail outs, Jen?
Right now, I have my happy coupon. I have product sheet, a scent circle. I have a scratch and sniff. Scratch and sniff, no. Scratch and win. There's something under there. I don't know what it is. And a snap and share.
What are you putting about joining?
Oh, those are here somewhere too. I do have those. They're on this side over here. They're there. They're there. But I was gonna go back and jump in when you guys were talking about that. I have this. These are all Scentsy Fresh.
Okay.
I have to label them. I'm going to the local dispensaries because weed is legal in Illinois. So I have all odor out Scentsy Fresh. I'll be dropping those off real soon here. And I'm determined to
That's
get
a
rid
good
of, I have like
idea.
100 samples. I have like 100 samples because I was talking to a guy who owns a dispensary and he said people spend a lot of money on their weed, but they also spend a lot of money on stuff to get rid of the smell of the weed. And I was like, I am your new weed smell eliminator chick right here. And that's where I'm going. So
So
we shall
you're
see about
leaving,
it.
you're leaving happy coupons for the happy people.
No, they're not getting a coupon until they buy something.
Okay.
I just have to say, I love you, Jen. That's all. That's all I gotta say. I love you.
Hey, that's smart.
I might even attach some brownies or cookies or something. But that's gonna be my thing. I want to be on the stage like DPP with her, her blueberry, whatever. I'll be like, oh no, forget the blueberry cheesecake. I am the weed eliminator. That's gonna
That's
be my
awesome.
new thing.
Steven, you just
yeah,
missed
I'm gonna
it.
talk to like Steven, come on.
I just got
Um,
on. What did I miss? It must have been really good because Martha just got off the floor.
I was showing them my Scentsy Fresh samples. It's
Your
odor
Scentsy what
out.
sample?
Scentsy Fresh. Scentsy
they
Fresh
spray bottles?
samples, odor out. Yes, I'm bringing them to the dispensaries.
Hey, there you go.
Yep. Hey.
Weed
Every
out.
So that's the
It's weed out.
weed out. Yes. We're gonna weed out the smell. Yeah. You're breaking up. I can't hear you. What?
I said I can't laugh or I'll start coughing.
Oh. Yeah.
Can
but I
anybody
was-
hear me?
I
Yes.
can't.
Yeah.
Yay, yay, yay. I got that part to work, but I can't figure out how to be seen.
Have you
I'm
been
having a
smoking
horrible
weed?
time with this.
Do you have a video
That's
option?
Yeah, it won't let me do it. So when I hit video, it says choose another phone number or email address, and it's telling me a different number. So
That's weird.
this has been, I've been here the whole time though. Mandy knows. It's like I keep trying to talk and I'm like, nobody's responding to me. Maybe they're ignoring me.
Oh, no.
Yes,
No.
Mandy, we're all ignoring you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and
I
talk. We're
know.
listening.
I told her, I said, at least you're here.
I
and you
don't
can
even
hear
know
all
what we
of
were
us, so it's
talking about.
We're talking about weed.
Oh, okay.
I have been getting messages from some girl telling me that she can help me start my own dispensary. Well, I didn't know. I thought she wanted me to open up like an Amazon store.
No,
Oh, she
no.
wants you to sell marijuana.
I'm
Yeah.
just now putting this together. I didn't know it had nothing to do with weed.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know now it's all coming together.
Ah.
It's CBD she's wanting me to sell.
Oh,
I had no idea. I
it's a
thought it
little
was
bit
like,
different from Scentsy, but unless you could combine it, I don't know.
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I thought that it was dispensary. I thought, oh, so it must be like a network marketing Amazon where you carry your own shampoo and stuff. I had no idea. This girl's been talking to me for weeks, and I think here on conversation, I can go back now and look because she's probably thought, what in the heck? I didn't know that was connected to CBD or weed or whatever.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
That's funny.
That is hilarious.
Oh my
So I
god.
learned this tonight. This is what I learned.
Don't say I never
Well,
taught you
maybe
something.
you could melt CBD into the wax while they're like smelling it, and it could relax them. I don't know.
Oh my God. We want to cover the smell, not get high, guys.
Oh, man.
Focus.
All right.
Well,
Oh,
I've only
man.
heard of it. I've heard of it in brownies, but I hadn't heard of it.
Oh my God. too funny.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, Stephen, you just got off of a phone call or something, didn't you? We were talking about presenting the joint opportunity and what ways we talked about social media, mail outs, and were you on a joint conversation with somebody?
So it started last week, and it's somebody that I know. She buys Scentsy from me only in the fall because she likes Halloween. And she asked me before we went to reunion, she was like, any deets on the fall stuff coming? And I said, not yet, but we'll find out at the end of the month. So yesterday I sent her the images of what I took, and I have not shared these images to anybody but her, but I know she only buys once a year, right? So I shared them to her, and she's like, oh, I have my eye on a couple. And I said, what about that witch gnome? And she said, it's not at the top of my list. I said, what if it were free? And she's like, oh, maybe. And I said, well, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And she said, actually, I have. So that's where it went. So we set up a time to call each other and talk. So
awesome. So
That's
how did it
good.
end?
Oh, yeah.
Good. I love that phrase. Have you ever thought of doing what I do?
Yeah,
Not have you ever thought of selling Scentsy? Have you ever thought of being a consultant? Have you ever thought of doing direct sales? No. Have you ever thought of doing what I do? I love that.
I got that from Angie.
Martha, you know who it is.
Andy.
Dieter, I think.
Andy Teeter?
Yeah, her. So she had.
Yeah. Yeah,
Chris
I
Bob.
love that phrase. Have you ever thought about doing what I do?
Yeah, I love that.
Look at
That's
Christopher in his
perfect.
wax boss shirt.
Oh, I wish I could
It's
see
the only
it.
shirt after coming back. No.
Yeah.
I want a screenshot of that. But I love that phrase because I remember like years ago getting phone calls from people in high school I hadn't talked to in years and wanting my number, and they were all selling that Rondon and Fields or whatever that face stuff was. And I didn't know why they were calling me, and they were like pushing it on me.
Yeah.
That's what she said to me too, was she's like, I'm not salesy and I can't be spammy. I'm like, oh no, we don't teach spamming.
No. No.
Yeah, and I don't like that. That's what I like about this company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said that she people trying to like get her to do things. And then my conversation always goes to I was that person. Mandy knows, like Mandy begged me to join, and thank God she did, because it literally has been life changing. But like, I was that person. I'm like, all of these pyramid schemes, blah, blah, blah. And the difference with Scentsy and anything else. So you think Pampered Chef, they have a catalog, but it literally almost never changes.
Right.
Their stuff lasts forever. We have a ton of consumable products. We have a ton of products released throughout the year on top of 2 catalogs. So I always make sure that I ask, and that we have our licensing agreement with Disney and Marvel and Warner Brothers. Potter is in our catalog now. We have stuff people want. We have stuff people will on. We have stuff people will keep coming back for.
So it's interesting that you brought up Pampered Chef. So I have a girl that signed up 2 weeks ago, and she joined Pampered Chef and Scentsy like the same day.
Oh my God.
Same day. And I was like, oh gosh, you know, so I did a Zoom with her yesterday for like an hour. And so I brought up, you know, I brought up recruiting for her. She's sold, I think she's almost right at her 500. And I brought up, you know, recruiting, and she brought up, you know, she's doing Pampered Chef and this and this. And she says, well, with Pampered Chef, I can't recruit and lead a team of Pampered Chef. And I said, well, you can't with Scentsy either. I said, if you're going to recruit, you really need to decide which one is going to suit you best. And I said, I'm not going to pull you one way or the other. It's totally up to you. But I said, I will say this, with Scentsy, you do have consumable products. And she said, and that is exactly why I'm really leaning towards Scentsy. So
there's a difference.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right with that. And that's a great recruiting tool.
I tried,
is it's consumable. Go ahead.
I tried doing Pampered Chef for a while doing Scentsy too. And it was just like, people were all about it at first, but then it's like what Steven said, like the stuff lasts forever. You don't need more stuff. Like we run out of wax. We have bulbs that go bad. We need more body wash. We need more cleaning products. Like these are all things that run out, not some stoneware thing that I don't even think I've even used, because let's be honest, I'm not a very good chef. So, you know, and
What else I brought up to this girl too, I was chatting with her. I said, you know what, you know, we have wax and we have all the knockoff waxes out there, but I brought up the pods, and I said, we are expanding more into the pods more and more. And I said, the only place people can buy pods is through a Scentsy consultant. We have a patent on our pods. And she's like, what? And I said, yeah, I just sounded like Jen. Jen does all the time. And she's like, you're kidding me. And I said, no, they only can get pods through you. So that's another recruiting tool.
I love that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. And I feel like we're going more and more towards the pods. I mean, I think we'll always have our wax, of course, it's a different fragrance system, but
something else that I tied in with that conversation and talking about the consumables, I said, some people may think our warmers are, you know, on the more expensive side, but they also come with a lifetime warranty. And a lot of people don't know that. We have to preach that. They don't know that.
Right.
And that's major, because I mean, people can always go to Walmart and buy wax. It may not melt in our warmers. We don't know, but our warmers are long lasting.
Yeah.
And if they don't,
they do. Before Scentsy, I was one of those people that bought the cheap wax, and it's crap, and it's just not even worth it.
Yeah.
I am tell you, so like I'm a big thrifter and I have been finding like old Scentsy warmers left and right. And you can tell, because none of them are ever clean. They have old wax in them. You can tell they are not Scentsy wax in them.
No, because you would have to scrub that stuff in because it
Yeah.
like melts into the warmer.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we talked about social media, mail outs. What else is everyone doing for recruiting this month? And what are you encouraging your
Oh,
teams to do?
I started posting on my TikTok, and then I shared my TikTok account on all of my social medias that they can start following me for Scentsy updates too. So that's another form of social media that I'm going to start using.
Good, yep. Email, does anyone email to do emailing to your customer, Jen? All right, you can email, what else?
Project broadcast.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Who said that?
who said project broadcast?
I said project
Jen,
broadcast.
okay.
Yep.
All right, so project broadcast, I can't get past that thing they did. I don't know what it is, that update with the government or whatever.
Yeah, last time I tried to use it, it said something weird and I said, forget it. And I sent an email. So I haven't been on there in a while,
Maybe you should try and
but
get
I need to go back and figure it out. But if not, I would just find another something mass
Yeah,
text.
it keeps telling me my email is wrong. I don't know what to do with it.
Something,
All right.
yeah, but some kind of mass text. If it's not that one, I'd find something else.
Yeah,
Because
right.
people love it. You get a text, it's got the link, you click it, you shop, and you're good to go.
all right. When you guys have a joint conversation with somebody via text or email even, can you screenshot it and share it in our groups? Because you having that conversation is really a training tool for other consultants in our team. Because that really, really helps. Sometimes they don't know what to say. And I get this all the time. I don't know what to post on social media. And that's why I do idea posts for them to get ideas from post. Because they're always saying, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to share.
Yeah.
Stephen, just ask me to admit you in the room again.
What?
You're muted, Stephen.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
You're muted again.
You're muted.
Go take a COVID test, Stephen. It'll be okay.
I have taken 2 COVID tests and they are both negative. I am so sick.
That's good.
I mean, it is good. I don't have COVID, but I'm so sick, you guys. Anyway, no, sorry. We're just like doing 100 things at once. I accidentally called somebody on Messenger that was messaging me. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm on Zoom. I didn't mean to open your message. I didn't mean to call you. Ask a hand. That's what happens when I take an hour and a half off to top joining with somebody.
All right. Does anyone else have any ideas, tips, or anything? You want to share anything that we talked about on the whole call tonight? I mean, and how do you feel about getting together about these different ideas? Any thoughts, ideas?
I just gotta say that being my first SFR next year, I cannot wait to hug you guys and just to be with you guys. And I'm so flipping excited. I just could like,
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to be with you either. It is amazing. Start saving your minimum of, remember, well, the $3 a day, 347 days till SFR in Orlando, save $3 a day and you'll have $1,000 and 40, no, what did I say?
$1,041.
Oh, there it is. Okay, $1,041. So
I actually did get a second job. I'm actually going to be a caregiver at Amcor Home Health. So I'm going to be putting those checks towards that. So that way I know I'll be coming. I can't wait to book my hotel next year.
and while you're there, sell Scentsy to all the nurses because they love Scentsy.
Yes.
All right. Any other ideas, comments? Rebecca, we didn't hear from you.
So can everybody hear me? I have really bad service. I don't know what's going on with my phone and I still have my accent. So,
I don't know. I told everybody up here, I think I'm going to keep it. So they can just deal with it. I will say though, that I took a lot from SFR, and I think I was just really inspired by all of it. And Natalie, the guest speaker, the yellow lady.
The yellow lady, yeah.
Yeah, she was so bright and colorful. And every day I've woken up, even though I still have the hangover, every day I've woken up and I have been happy, and I've been screaming at the top of my lungs like, "Good morning. How are y'all doing?" And my kids are looking at me like, "Mama, what is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Hey, there's nothing wrong." And I'm counting down the days they go to school in 12 days. So I'm like, okay, y'all are going to start getting up real excited, just like I am. But, where she just said that you just need to come off positive all the time. And I know y'all know I had some struggles at SFR and even coming home. So I just don't want to live in that moment. And I'm trying to tell my team too, like, look, I know y'all are struggling a little bit. And today I actually went, and she's my girlfriend, but she's one of my teamies. And I went today and I went to her house. She lives in Belvedere. And I went to her house just to hang out with her, and our kids played and everything. And I think it's real important to have one-on-one time with your teammates and just show them like you are there, whether it's physically there or mentally there, or, a phone call, and just be that support. And even though we didn't really talk a lot about business, but we did, but it was just having that like personal connection with them. So
agree.
that's something that I want to keep doing that. And, I even asked her, I said, she's got one girl under her. And I said, what is she doing? She has had over $500 every month since she joined. I said, what is she doing? And she said, well, she works at Woodward Governor in Rockford. She said, it was a lot of those Woodward people. And I told her, I said, if she's getting that many in sales every month from them people, why isn't she having people join underneath of her? And she said, well, I don't know. She knows where to go with that. And I told her, I said, well, let me talk to her. And so I'm going to talk to her. And so I have it set up next week to sit down and talk with her and ask her, okay, if you're getting, like $300 a month or $300 in the 3-month period from one person, why haven't you had the conversation with that person yet? What are you scared of? Because if you're scared of somebody telling you no, I'm going to tell her what Mandy told me when I first joined 3 years ago. You're going to get 4 no's to 1 yes.
Mm-hmm.
And all you have to do is you just have to ask. That's it. The worst they could tell you is no.
Yep.
So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to take that. There was a chart there was a paper that one of the speakers had the last day of SFR when Mandy spoke. She had a sheet where she calls her teamies. I have it on my phone. I don't remember which lady it was, but she had like the sheet where she calls.
Anna, I think. The front
Yeah, I
line
think it's
focus.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep, the frontline focus. So I'm going to actually take that sheet and modify it to my team, because I have a small team, but I'm going to call each of them right now. And this week, that's my goal. And I actually sat down with Steph today, and I sat down with her and I said, okay, what's your goal with this? I asked her all the questions off there, and I have it in a binder. So then that way I'll go through all of them, and then I can keep track and keep accountable. And I think if I keep accountable with them, it keeps me accountable too.
Yep. Rebecca, amazing ideas. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I know I missed like a half an hour, but did Kelsey say anything today?
She did.
She did.
Kelsey, what did you say?
We can't see you. You're in the
We
dark.
can't see you, Kelsey.
Find your way to the light.
I have to be outside all the time.
That's because you have 48 kids there.
Actually, Angie has all my kids. So I just have a dog looking at me through the window.
What did you say when you got on?
I said, where's Steven? No, I told them that I was inspired by like leadership, and that I was sitting down and speaking with each one of my team members, and that I have like daily and weekly goals I've been following through with.
That's awesome. But
I don't remember what
I was
else
talking about.
Like, what do you want me to say?
What did you sign us up for?
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to share that.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, so I've been trying to talk people into doing like the bigger vendor events. I do the smaller vendor events, and there's one in our town that's the PEC thing, and it's a 3-day like weekend like big event. So I talked Steven into doing it with me.
Oh,
So
awesome.
we signed up for it. So we're excited, but I'm like nervous.
My first Scentsy vendor event. I've done it with
yeah,
the shop
that's the
plenty of
first
times.
one.
I'm
So
gonna
she's
do a
gonna,
call on vendor events.
huh?
I'm gonna do a training call on vendor events.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So something like, I know this is kind of off of the join topic, but somebody said, I think Mark, you said something about like what you talk about, you receive or something. How did you say that?
So you can have a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you talk about and you put out what you really want, then you'll get it. But if you also put out negative and that I can't do this and I can't do that, you're going to get that as well.
That's what I talked about today. Scentsy Club, and we just had an incentive for it, and I got a Scentsy Clubber today.
Awesome.
Rock on.
That's awesome.
No.
Congratulations. We
So
talked
take
about
take
earlier.
what Mark said to heart, because
Yeah. We talked earlier about energy goals where focus flows.
Yep.
And here's like, I've got all my things here, like business is booming, life is improving, everyone is booking parties and people are joining my team. Like, I mean, I've got all my goals wrote down. I look at them every day. It's so important. I was gonna say something else and I forgot what it was.
If you haven't done an SFR, you have to go in Mark and Martha's truck.
Cadillac.
Cadillac. A lot of good conversations happen in that Cadillac.
And they're packing.
That's right.
You're
They can
protected.
fit a lot
Don't
of
be
people in
throwing.
there.
They
don't
got your
throw
back.
confetti in their car though.
They got your back. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I was gonna ask you guys, especially anybody that's been in Scentsy a little bit longer. Did you request a report from for consultants to reinstate?
Support. Consultant
Yeah.
support.
Monica, you did? Yeah, you can just chat and they'll send it to you right through chat.
Right in the chat. That's where I got mine.
Mine too. Meredith, did you know that?
People posting about that.
Yes, that's on my to-do list for tomorrow. I just seen the post
Okay.
about it.
Good, yeah.
Can I
Oops, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, what is this report y'all are talking about?
It's if you've been a consultant long enough to where you've had people fall off from underneath of you, so you can get a report of who's been under you, so you can contact them about re-signing up.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna say before I cut somebody off, I used to buy from my friend Melissa, and now she buys from me. Like, she sold it probably 12 years ago. So I had screenshot the thing about re-signing up, and I sent it to her, and I go, you want to do this? And she's like, hell, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. And then she wrote me earlier and she's like, do you really want me to do this? I'm like, you want to do this because we're going to go to Hawaii. And she's like, you drive me nuts.
So did she reinstate?
Not yet. I'm working on her
Okay.
still. I had cheerleading for the last, I got there at 5 because I had 2 coaches quit. So I got to coach moms on how to coach. And then I had a little girl that got gum in her hair, and it's just been an eventful thing. So I hopped on towards the very end of this thing while driving home. So
Oh, wow. All
Well,
right.
see, you're perfect. You're gonna be a coaching cheerleader right there. You're gonna cheerlead and coach your team. See?
Did Martha tell you what I did, Mark?
No.
Because I don't necessarily everybody needs money, but I don't necessarily need my Scentsy money. Because if I need something, I just go bother my honey. So I changed I got a domain it's called charitablecheer.com because I've done cheerleading from 2nd grade up to my 2nd year of college. And I've been the director for the last 3 years. But the thing that made me the happiest was when I did my fundraiser for my friend Anna for breast cancer.
and I donated my proceeds back. So now I'm doing a monthly thing. Like this month, I'm kicking it off with St. Jude's. I've already had somebody write me and tell me that they wanted me to do leukemia lymphoma thing for next month. I figured breast cancer was the obvious choice for October, and then I'll go from there. But then every month I'm going to have a new charity, and that's going to be what I do with at least 10% of my proceeds. So people shop under this link, they're guaranteeing that I'm donating that money from that to whatever charity or thing that we've got going on at the time.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I love that. Jen Villaforte, she does a lot of charitable causes too. Yeah, I love that. You will never go wrong being generous.
That's right.
You will always be blessed.
That's the
Yeah.
reason it's one of Scentsy's core values. Give more than you take.
Mm-hmm.
Always give
Absolutely.
more than you take.
Yeah. All right. I'm
Abby, I see you.
Hi,
Hi, Abby.
I had a question.
Oh my God.
You were talking about that frontline focus worksheet. Is that in our workstation?
It should be. They were
I'm
supposed-
looking at the new training dashboard and I don't find anything.
I think she might be talking about what Rebecca was talking about from SFR. Is that what
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah. If not, can you send her the picture or send me the picture and I can send it to her, Rebecca? I don't know if I got that screenshot.
I might have a photo of it that I can send you, Mandy, and then you can forward it to her, but it's not a document. It was just a photo of her. So I'm just going to make one in Word, but I'm going to do that in the morning. So if you want me to do that and I can send you the document, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
See,
welcome.
This is what we were talking about earlier. So someone like Rebecca is going to make this document because she's going to tailor it to her. Now she's going to help the group and her team to be able to succeed by something that she feels comfortable in doing, right? This is what we were talking about earlier in playing our parts in that orchestra. That's awesome.
We're all better together, right? Yep. All right. And we are gonna expand on these calls and talk about other things as well, but
I don't know about you guys, but when I came back, I didn't want to go back to work. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to go sit there in the heat. I want to be able to do what we do. It was
Yeah.
funny. We had a friend say, man, all you were doing is partying. Martha's like, that's what I do. I party for a living. So you know what? Why can't we do that?
Yeah.
Why can't we party for a living, right? We
She's-
can.
yeah.
We
It
can.
was so funny. She was like, I didn't think you were ever coming home. Every day you're just at this big old party. Everybody's screaming and dancing.
And
I'm
giving
like-
and getting gifts.
I said, that's what we get. That's what we do.
Apparently Chris wants the same thing, obviously, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
So
Can I just share real quick? We were sitting at SFR and they were showing us the Halloween stuff. And I looked at Shauna and I said, I'm gonna make so much money this season. I'm gonna make so much money. I am gonna make so much money. And the lady behind me was like, I'm gonna be so broke. And I'm like, or rich, depending on how you look at it. So as I'm sitting there, I get an email and it's about a job that I had interviewed to. I had this big interview I went to twice, 2 interviews I went to. And it was like, I felt obligated to interview because it was my old boss. She was begging me to go work with her, blah, blah, blah. And I got the email saying that they did not hire me. And I was like, I could be bummed about this, but I was like, I'm gonna make so much money this season. I was like, whatever. I
That's
didn't
right.
want this stupid job anyway.
That's right.
Screw that job. I didn't want to go there anyway. I'm gonna make so much money this season. And then I texted my husband and I said, I didn't get that job. And then I showed him like the giveaway thing they were doing. I'm like, but I'm gonna make so much money this season.
Yeah.
Like, okay, whatever.
That's what I said too. I was like, I mean, I sell more of our harvest collection than I do Christmas, I'll be honest with you. And so they were showing everything. I don't know if it was you, Jen, or I can't remember. Maybe it was Mandy. I can't remember now, but I was like, cha-ching.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. This year.
Yep.
All righty. Does anyone else have anything else they want to say real quick before we go? I don't want to keep you guys over too long. People are yawning.
Really quick, how you said the core value of giving more than you take. That was something that I actually said in the conversation I had with that girl tonight. Basically reassuring her, at least in our group, that she would never be alone. There's always somebody to talk to.
Mhm.
So, and I that sadly it doesn't go for all of Scentsy, right? We know that, we've seen it, but within Martha Down, it does. So.
Yep.
That's one thing that we always want to nurture in this group, is that there's always someone there for another person.
Mhm.
We never want anyone to feel alone,
Right.
you know? Because sometimes people are going through things and maybe they don't want to talk about it, but they just want to feel like they have a friend, even if they don't want to talk about what they're going through. And we don't ever want anyone in our group to feel like they don't have someone. So.
You got a friend in
Me.
All right. Well, you guys have a good evening, and we will do a all consultant call for everybody on. So does Thursdays seem to work better for everybody than Tuesdays?
So far, we have another soccer league starting, but I'm pretty sure that we're done by 6. So,
Okay.
but
All
I
right.
mean, Thursdays is usually pretty good.
Okay. So then, what we want to start doing is having these conversations here with leaders. And then when we do our calls, once a month, we can bring these things to our entire team, right? And get them on board and get them hyped up. And I'm going to tell you, I don't want to be the only one talking on them. I want you guys to share. I want you guys to lead, because when you lead a call, they're all going to see you as a leader as well. So, so I think next Thursday, we're going to have a joint conversation call with our entire group, and let's implement some of these ideas that were all brought to the table tonight. All right.
Could we possibly do a group photo?
Oh yeah, sure. You guys.
See if I can get some light on me.
I gotta get on my good side.
Oh, I feel sad and left out.
We're okay.
There's Becky.
Mandy, you're dark.
You have to use your cell phone light too, Mandy. I think she's outside.
Everyone smile.
Thank you.
Yep, we got everybody.
All right.
Okay.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Talk to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.